All right, crew. I think a lot of people will also give another minute or so for people to get their audio all in before we get started. But glad to have you guys on. Like I said, just going to kind of go through, as you see here, ways to kind of jumpstart our junior tournament. So this is kind of coming from our 10 years of experience of how we built it, all the way up to where we were having 70 or 80 players, and how we've refined that system in the last couple of years to create a kind of season-long junior tournament that sells out very quickly. So just going to kind of go through that. So again, I know a lot of you guys have junior programs of different sizes, maybe different locations and all of that. So again, I'll kind of share some of our experiences of how we really cranked it up, like I said, to 70 or 80 players in each tournament, and then have also kind of moved into how we've shifted that to what we do now with our season-long points and stuff. So I'll go ahead and kind of get going. Let me just check. I think we got most people have connected to audio, so that's good. And we'll go from there. But one of the things that you got to start out before you even kind of create all of the plans and start to go to your golf course and do all of those things is we got to figure out, what does your program look like? Are we talking, do we have a lot of adults? Are we all juniors? Do we have advanced juniors? Do we have that college level kind of player that we are, coaching? So before you start to kind of take what you maybe find here or what you've already done, you got to kind of figure out, what does your program kind of really look like? If we're looking at, 30% of our players are brand new beginners, then we need to make sure that we have a junior tournament series that kind of builds on that and allows them to come out, have a great time and experience the golf course. If you're talking about most of your players, I know some of our coaches that have a lot of juniors are going more elite and high end. But we need to have things, I wouldn't say that compete with first tee or US kids, but you want to be able to have some things that are, along those same lines. And also we got to start looking at those kind of schedules to make sure that we're not kind of, having tournaments at the same time as you're telling your players, hey, you got to go out there and play in these first tee events. But I'm going to host a tournament at the same time as that. So let's just make sure that we are always kind of going around and looking at our makeup first. But some of the first things that we're going to do is create a clear message. So as you can kind of see here on the screen, we have just a little announcement that we send out to our parents. We're also talking to them, but it's very, very clear kind of, what we're really targeting. And as you can see here at the bottom, put it in bullet points. It's kind of going for purposeful practice, making sure that these kids are practicing outside of class. This is how they graduate to the next level of our program. So if you're in our beginner level, then this is how you can move on to the advanced and then go keep progressing. And again, it goes right along with our scoring method ideas of understanding how to score and starting from the green backwards, and that it's not always about distance. So again, ways to easily explain it to the parents, the value of getting on the golf course. At every single one of our summer camps, with these kids that are brand new to golf, on the Friday or the last day of camp, we are always kind of talking to the players about getting signed up for a tournament. And you want to have that message come across early and often, that their kid is ready to get out on the golf course and play. Because a lot of these parents, again, this might be the parents might not play golf. This might be their first experience at all for any of their kids or them on a golf course for that week of summer camp. And you want to explain to them that it is very inclusive. We want your kid to experience golf on the golf course. We had a ton of fun at our camps. We played a ton of fun games, but they are ready to take it to the golf course in this setting. Because for us, we have every single kid, no matter what age, start from 100 yards. So they tee it up from 100 yards, they hit it up, and the most they can make on any hole is an 8. And a lot of the parents are going to say, well, when's my kid ready to play in a tournament? We're like, right now. It's just like if you were to have your kid playing soccer, baseball, any other sport. You wouldn't say, hey, you got to go to practice for 6 months before we ever get to have a game. You practice a little bit, and then you go play a game. And that is the game. The game is the golf course. So it's really, you want to set the stage early with these parents that, again, I don't care. And we have a ton of kids that go out there and make an 8 on every hole, and they pick it up and they move on and they eat a cheeseburger afterwards and they had a blast. You want them to experience that and say, I love golf. I love being on the golf course, not just I love to go to golf camp. So that's kind of something that I would say is right from the beginning, creating that, message is very clear. You're going to make it a ton of fun for the juniors. So like what we do, every single one of the kids gets a golf cart that their parent drives. No kids are allowed to drive the carts, but their parent drives a golf cart for them for the entire 9 holes. Afterwards, they get a hot dog, a hamburger, cheeseburger, something. So even if, again, they didn't have a great round, some of these kids that are 5, 6, 7 years old, oh my gosh, I got to ride in a golf cart with mom or dad. Oh my gosh, I got to eat a cheeseburger afterwards. They're like, sign me up for the next one. So again, it's about creating that experience that the junior loves getting on the golf course and playing, and we're calling it a tournament. The other thing that I think that you want, again, once you've evaluated your program, is you want to make it open to everyone. You don't want to already start to put restrictions on, who's ready for a tournament. And that's what I see too often when people are, trying to create a junior tour series or some sort of junior tournament at their own location, is that they make it to where it's only targeted for some of those more experienced players, where again, it's age groups and hey, 5 to 8-year-olds are playing from the junior tees. And then this group is 11 to 15 are still playing from the junior tees or red tees. Let's take that out the window. Let's move them up to 100 yards. That's the first thing. And once they can break 40, then they get to move back. So make it to where, again, more of your juniors can be playing. And then the last thing that I would say kind of for this clear message is you want to make the experience great for the parents as well. You want to include range balls before, their golf cart, the food afterwards. So you want to make sure that when the parent shows up, that literally they come up to you, they check in, and everything else is taken care of. Because a lot of these parents, some of them, we've heard in the past, they are too nervous to take their kid to the golf course because they have no idea what to do. They have no idea where to go. They never played golf before. So they don't sign their kid up just for the simple fact of they don't want to have a bad experience themselves. They don't feel ready to go out on the golf course. So that's kind of a big thing, is make sure that it's very inclusive for all levels of parents, that maybe some have experienced, some have never actually been on a golf course themselves. So very smooth in that, right? And that's why I said, for us, we include the cart, we include range balls before, we include food afterwards. And it's literally, we send them a rule sheet with all the stuff of like, not so much a rule sheet, but what we call caddy tips. This is what we want you to do. Be a supporter. We want you to, let your kid choose. It's not a playing lesson. Like really, you're just there to be a cheerleader and clap and drive them from hole to hole. And that's about it. So that's kind of the setting the stage part of it. The next part is you're going to want to build your target audience. So once you've figured out kind of what your makeup is, then we got to build that target audience so we can start to really ramp up the numbers in this. And kind of what I mean by that is you need to show how playing in these tournaments are going to get them to that next level. So we have the hat system. So you start out at a white hat. That means you play from 100 yards. Once you break 40, you shoot 39 or less. Then you get to graduate to a yellow hat. And so you see some of the kids here holding a yellow hat that they won in this one. Once you break 40 from 150 yards, you get to move back to 200 and you're an orange hat. So it's allowing them to experience the tournament, not just I'm playing against Johnny and everyone else. I'm playing to graduate myself. I'm playing the golf course. I'm trying to shoot under 40. If I do, I get to earn moving back in the next tournament, and also what we do is that is for our moving into our advanced or our elite program as well. Other things, again, we want to have these kids thinking more about competing against the golf course and themselves, and not so much relying on how others play. So what we do is we will give out poker chip golf balls or ball markers, the poker chips, to anyone that has less than 20 putts. So we have them keep track of their score. We also have them keep track of their putts. So anyone that plays, doesn't matter if they shot 61, probably not going to happen and have 19 putts, but anyone that plays that gets under 20 putts, they get a prize. So you can do that. You can maybe, if you wanted to, have closest to the pin out there for some of the par threes and stuff like that. But again, making it to where they're kind of competing in what we see, as we all know, we're coaches, putting is huge. And that's what this whole junior tournament series is designed around. It's starting with putting, chipping. Okay, as the golf course, as you get better, you get to move farther and farther away. So a lot of you maybe use the Op 36. It's going along those same kind of lines and stuff as well. So allowing yourselves to go from there. And then here, just get to a question. At what point do you provide trophies or awards? Do you include that in the fee of the tournament? Yes. So for Mike, yes. So we include the trophies. We give them out afterwards. So we can kind of get into the logistics. I'll save that for the end for some of our logistics of those things. Get back to our thing. And then this is kind of what I say is our progression. This is why I'm saying that we're building our target audience. So it starts with camp, and camps turn in what we always call kind of the funnel. Camps start the funnel, and it goes from the camps into our weekly classes into our advanced, and then to elite, to our college path. And so the tournaments tie seamlessly into that. They start with the camp. We hope to get them out to a tournament, and then potentially have them, into a weekly class as well. And what we say is that in order to move into our advanced program, you have to be a yellow hat. A yellow hat means that you have shot 39 or less in one of our tournaments. So it keeps it, for us coaches, it keeps it very black and white for who gets to come into our advanced class, instead of, well, my kid's been in the program for 3 years. When do they get to move on back? I think they're advanced. Okay, we'll have them come play in a tournament. If they could shoot 39 or less, great. We would love to have them move into that advanced class. And then again, as you see here, kind of even in the picture, there's some kids that are rather small that are orange hats, where you see some of the taller kids over here on the right, they're still white hats. And some of these little guys and girls, Alexis there in the middle, has an orange hat. She's playing from 200. Now she's playing from the red tee. She's like 11 and really, really good. So things like that. So that's, again, how you're going to kind of build your target audience for everyone. So it includes the brand new beginners. It also includes some of those that are a little bit more advanced. Again, they're making sure that they are moving back, graduating. And then what we also do, again, we call this a junior tour series, because you're going to want to incentivize playing in multiple tournaments, and not just, well, I played in one in May and then I signed up in one in August or whatever. Is that you want to give them reason to play in every single tournament. That's how you're going to get them to sell out, and to sell out consistently. So what we came up with here is just a little points, what we call our FedEx Cup, our point system. We call it for the Junior Tour Cup. And so we have a season-long tournament. So for us, we do one in the fall. We take the winter kind of off, because here in California, sometimes it actually rains. And so then we'll start one up, and we'll do a spring one, a summer one. But we do kind of a 3-month season. They play 6 tournaments. Every single tournament, they get points. And as you can see, they're earning points that are going to rate basically kind of what age bracket they're in, the Rory Tour, the Ricky, or the Tiger Tour, for that. So what it also incentivizes, as you can see, if you get first place from 100 yards, you get 10 points. First place from 150 is 15 points. So again, it is incentivizing you to be playing from farther back. That's what keeps it fair, instead of saying, hey, I'm playing from 200 and so-and-so is playing from up here at 100 yards. but we're in the same division. So a fun little thing. They have a ton of fun. We give out prizes, nice trophies and stuff like that for the end of the year, whoever is it. And then we have a cup, a nice crystal cup that we give out to the winner. So again, creating something that, depending on what your location is, maybe, Chad, you're up in Canada, so your window is, 3 months long. So you just do a season long point system. Again, this is just an idea for you guys. This is what we've run for about the past, I want to say 6-7 years with it. They have a ton of fun. And like I said, it allows yes, you're going to have some of the winners be the ones that are playing from the 200s or the junior tees, but that's fair because they are playing from farther back. They've earned that way. But again, what it also allows them to do is some of these that are competitive are going to say, well, I need to get farther back. I need to graduate. And I'm like, yes, exactly. So get out there, practice, graduate to the next level. What we were also able to do, again, if you're at a place where maybe you have multiple locations, try to, expand from maybe just your own location and try to get maybe a couple courses on that kind of cycle. So, we are at 3 locations, so we are able to have basically kind of a tournament every single week. And we go to different places and get that. So again, you can maybe talk with a couple other golf courses and maybe you can get some tee time to be able to travel a little bit because basically you're just going to be bringing your juniors over just like any other tournament. And, the first tier US Kids does that as well. So again, the way that you're going to sell out your junior tour series are some of these ideas. The thing that you have to do though with this and why I'm saying this is, one of the keys is because you need to make sure that you want to have people that are literally signing up for all 6 events when they get on, instead of I'm just signing up for the October 1st tournament. Because you want to say, nope, they signed up for all 6 of the tournaments because they don't want to miss a single one, because if they miss one, they might not have a chance of winning the Junior Tour Cup. And again, for us, what also they say is, wow, I get to have my kid not only just go play here at Empire Ranch, I get to have my kid play 3 different golf courses. Okay, that's how I kind of want to experience that. So, just different ways to do that. Obviously, like you see here in the picture, is that we have the different divisions. And so we give first, second, and third place to the top points getters in each of those divisions. And then, like I said, we have a big cup for our yearly prize as well. Or again, season long, whatever it might be for you guys. So that's kind of my main 3 keys. Now I'll kind of get to some of the questions. I'll start with Mike. At what point do you provide trophies or awards? Do you include that in the tournament fee? So again, that's going to be some of where you're starting to get to the logistics. And with these tournaments, you want to make sure that you cover, like I said in the kind of the first part, is you want to make sure you cover everything for the parents. So you want to include cart fees for the juniors. You want to include, trophies. You want to include the food in the price of that. So yes, we do include the trophies. Honestly, what we do with our trophies is, I guess I can shamelessly plug Trophy Depot. So we order our trophies from Trophy Depot, which they're little trophies with marble base bottoms that are $2.85 per. And you get to put a little message, and it's got boys and girls, different golfers on there. So we include that in it. So you can get some nice little trophies to give out. We give it to first and second place. We have that at the end of the round. What I would say, again, if we're talking some logistics for some of these things, we do a shotgun start. We have 40 players on the front 9. We do a shotgun, so we close down the whole front 9 at our golf course for 2 hours. Block off the tee sheet for 2 hours, and then we shotgun start, so then everyone finishes at the same time. And what's great about that is now you have 40 kids and you have 40 parents at least. Normally there's multiple there, so now you have a nice little crowd. They're all chowing down on cheeseburgers. You have their attention, and so you have a clubhouse full or restaurant full of people, and then be able to give out all the prizes at that time for that. And then let's see, I'm just going to scroll down through these questions right here. It's really important So that when parents say my child should be playing with his friends, is there a guideline as to what level they play? So what we try to do is we try to group them up with their friends as best as possible. We'll put everyone that's playing from the same set of tees, like 100 yards, are kind of playing together, playing with kids that maybe they know, maybe their age. Yes, if there's some that are brothers and sisters, even though they might be playing from different distances, we'll have them play together. Again, this is supposed to be a fun experience for everyone. So the last thing you want to do is be like, well, there's one parent and they have one kid from 100 yards and one kid from 200, and put them in different groups and they're different tee times or shotgun start. You want to try to make this, again, a great experience. So if that means that Susie and Johnny are in the same group playing together, put them with maybe another brother and sister or another little family, and then that's kind of the foursome there. So again, you want to try to, some of those logistics and things are great ways to make the experience really good. Do they sign up and pay for the entire series or individual event? So they can sign up for the entire series. And so if they sign up for the entire series, is that a discounted price compared to a single event? So again, for example, for us, I'll just kind of relate it to us. So basically for 6 tournaments, you're going to pay $300. So it's $50 per. If you want to sign up for an individual tournament, it's $75. So incentivizing them to play in multiple tournaments. For $300, that's the same price as playing in 4 tournaments individual. So it's like, well, might as well sign up for more. So, are all of the events at one course, multiple venues. Yeah, so we do it at multiple venues now that we've expanded to different locations and stuff like that. And those are types of things that you can kind of go with. Can you share the financials, including your host course? Yeah, so I mean, like I said, we can kind of break it down. Honestly, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to make sure that you're saving enough, like what Mike said, you're saving enough to cover all the costs when it goes green fees, cart fees, food afterwards, have trophies, and then are you paying any staff? And are you paying any staff to be there to help you? The best thing that you're going to want to do to try to keep the cost down as much as possible is if you have a junior program and you have high school or college players that are not playing in this, you would want to have them come out and volunteer. So, one of our kind of requirements in our college level program is that they come and volunteer for these junior tournaments. So they're going to come and we're going to have them, maybe stick around and help out some of those brand new beginners. So we'll have them with that group and they'll stay with that group the entire time. So again, it's making a great experience for the kids that have never been on the golf course. Maybe the parents have never been on the golf course, so they can't help their kids and stuff. So we'll have a high school kind of volunteer stick around and take them around the entire golf course and stuff as well. So that'll help keep your cost and stuff to yourself down and all of that. But you just kind of want to make sure that you're getting the best possible rate that you can from your golf course. The big thing that we found is that at our locations is that Sunday evenings are a slower time. So they are more open to allowing us to have Sunday evenings to host these tournaments. So you're going to kind of want to make sure that you talk with your golf course, and the way that you can kind of keep the financials and stuff all in line is, hey, if I come out here on Sunday evenings and I'm taking those tee times that you're really not having anyways, and I'm going to pay you $2,000 on a Sunday evening, is that okay? Yes, because we would normally make $500. It's like, okay. So that's where, again, you want to kind of make sure that you're talking with your golf course and you're not saying, well, we need to have them on Sunday evenings. And it's like, well, that's a very busy time for your golf course or something like that. What we did over the summer months in our summer tour, junior tour series, is we transitioned. And so all of our tournaments from June until middle of August, when the kids were out of school, we had them during the week on a weekday. We went on Tuesdays because that is a slower time. Also for us, with a lot of these players that we have in our program, some of the more advanced players, they're playing in a lot of first tee and junior and US Kids and JTNC tournaments and stuff. And those are hosted on Saturdays and Sundays. So the last thing you want to do is be having this junior tour series that you're trying to build and grow for your entire program, and then say, yep, we're having it on the same time. You have to choose between the first tee tournament or us. You want it to be a nice kind of add-on. So with that said, let me back out of this. Okay. I hope that you guys had fun listening to me with our, again, junior tournament series. What we have done over the years is we have, blown it up to where we were having 72 to 80 players on 9 holes and everything. And now we've kind of backed it down to where we want to have this experience where we have 40 players. They pay a nice price. It's a great experience. We're not having A and B groups and stuff like that. And that we have kids that are really into wanting to get out there and play. Some of them are coming out for their very first time to get out on the golf course. So I know we're getting close to that 9:30 hour. So again, if you guys, want to find out more information, you can let me know. You can take a screenshot of the QR code down there. You can send emails to rgxcoach.com/explore, and we can kind of send some of this information over to you guys as well. But I look forward to chatting with some of you more about this. Hope you had a good time, and we will talk again soon.